Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Building with Whip. We are on episode 273, and I have some of the most exciting news ever. Next week, folks, is the World Tour and Download. Which means in today's episode, we've got a lot of things that we need to touch on. We got to finish up a few things around here, and we got to start prepping this world up for the World Tour and Download and all of that fancy stuff for you all here. Somebody broke my door. Not again! My doors are disappearing all over the place. Stupid zombies. But anyways, there's a few things I wanted to touch on today, and we're actually going to be moving into doing 2 episodes a week of this one because I want to round this out to have it release the World Tour on episode 275. So next Tuesday, there's going to be 274, and then Thursday or Friday, we'll have the World Tour out. But we've got a few things to finish up and detail out and just add some more structures into here, like this little spot. This little spot needs to have another tree or something like that in there. We're going to be working on the sewers a little bit today. We're going to be jumping around to the mountains a little bit today. And I only have 2 rockets. Can we make it to the mountains? Well, we're up here so far. These are looking pretty cool. I have not really checked this area out since installing shaders. I want to do a little bit of a teaser eye candy tour for y'all for what is going to be coming here in the next week. But inside of our mountains that you'll see loading up here in just a second, we've got a lot of stuff like this that I want to fill in before we get to the World Tour and Download and all of that cool stuff going on. So I'm hoping we can get all those ones tackled and finish up and clean up here and get a little bit more action done on the train. So we're going to be doing a bunch of jumping around things in today's episode. However, to get ourselves started here, I figured a fun thing to do and touch up on that a lot of people have been wanting to see is let's go tackle some work on the sewers. Welcome to my wonderful, wonderful sewers underneath the big old city. We've got a bit of work left to do in this area right here. I'm thinking today could be a good time that we just kind of finish off this little corner right here, turn it into a little bit of a circle area to hold some water. We've got this one finished up. It's got an exit out in that point over there. And there's a lot of just little added parts that we still need to fix up. Like this is the only fully finished off tunnel over here. I got a torch in my hand. Sorry if the lighting is a little weird. I have the builder's modded shaders on right now, which makes the underground area a little bit lighter, thankfully. But what I would like to do today is finish up that end that we're working on over there, and then also get this large cistern, I believe it's called, area figured out right here. So at least you can feel fully inside of the sewers from this whole stretch. And then maybe we can actually link it up to getting this whole section done. I've got a lot of digging to do to get this thing planned out for where it's going to be going. Let me get all that stuff done, and then we'll bring some resources over and start actually building it. I made a major mistake here, folks. I was just like, oh, I'll dig out everything, just breaking some blocks, having a great grand old time over here, and well, I forgot to put torches back down. And look at all of our friends down there. We've got a bunch of them in here. Thankfully, they cannot get out, so that's good. But what we've got over here is a big old spot. Oh my gosh, you can get out. I forgot. I thought that was a creeper for a second. I was like, how'd the creeper get out? Nope, it's a spider. Come on, man. Come on now. It's too early in the morning, folks. I was so excited to get in here building today. That is way, way early. But what we're going to have here is the water of this section. Okay, not sure what I was thinking was over there, but that birch plank really scared me. But we're going to have the water coming in here, and actually this is going to be a higher level, so it's going to be flowing down. And then over on this far side on here, it's going to be on that same level, so we'll fill in some cobblestone along this base. And then that's going to come back into another little spot for like a cistern-y area, like a smaller, tiny one over here. These are just the waterways, folks. It's not going to be actual spots where people are able to get in and out. Coming back here, though, is where we have an entrance or an exit to the sewers itself. So that's going to be how we can get in and out of this place. So that's going to be something that'll connect up over to here. I think we'll just have a little bit of a walkway that you can get through back in that spot. But I've got to get these things filled up with water to hopefully stop a lot of the mob spawning and start slabbing the heck out of the area. One thing I want to do is change all of these into some stairs. And then we do some slabs on top of it, because the goal for these areas is to keep it very dark, but also very mob proof. Like the only spot in this entire area where a mob can spawn, I believe, is right on top of that there slab, and it just doesn't happen very often. And also we're going to be adding a few fishies in here, but a quick look at the underground or underwater areas for this, I guess, would be a good way to talk about it. Is I'm using a bunch of stone brick, some mossy stone brick, and cracked stone brick, and then just bringing in a little bit of the sea life from what would be out in the ocean, and making it look like it kind of traversed its way up here somehow, just kind of floated along, and then, because we just get right out into the ocean water right there. So I'm gonna get some walls in place and make it look much more like a sewer than it is right now. We've already got the creepy crawlies in here, so we got half the battle done. Quick update here on our sewers section is I've got the base area lined up for where we're gonna, I guess what it's gonna look like for this whole thing. So we've got our slabs in place. This is all spawn proof as far as everything. We forgot those ones, that's fine. And then over here, we've got the water filled in for everything, including coming all the way back in here. I love using the stairs and then just dropping it down. So it looks like it's 2 blocks wide, but it's on with the stairs and everything. It's still an odd width. So it works out a lot better for making these types of areas with our large pools of water. They look a little bit better rounded around. This is actually right where our market is. That block of dirt is about as high as we can go in this area. Next thing that we need to start tackling though, while we're down here, is coming into these sections, which I was starting these. You go up 1, 2, and then we're going to go right here. We're going to do another one of these guys. And we're gonna do a stair right there, and then if we can, for now, let's just jump on top of you, and we can do another one like this, and it's going to be a stair coming out like here, and then it was a slab, and then we can do that stair, same thing, stepping right back down. And so this is just gonna be an easy way that we can get everything kind of lined out and create some cool archways, and you can still walk underneath them because that's a full 2 block width, even though it's a half slab to half slab. But that's the general plan for getting these shapes in mind, at least for all this stuff. That should be pretty easy to do moving forwards. Got to get all those ones in on all these places. We'll even do a few little like shorter tiny ones to round out these corners. This whole thing up here, I'm not really sure where we're going to go with it, because I believe if we take ourselves right out here in the middle and break this cobblestone, I think that's going to lead us into a road. It's going to be, I know it's very dark right now, folks. Let me get a torch in the offhand for you. There we go. But if we break this, that's gonna be, oh no, that's wood. Okay, oh yep, there it is. All right, so this is part of a shop. What shop are we in? Where are we at? Ooh, what are we in? This looks like a, oh, this is our little inn. Oh, very nice. And it's dark and scary and there's zombies. Okay, goodbye. Okay, so those need to stay there. I'll figure out what we're doing with the ceiling. We've got a little bit of room to work with, but it could be kind of a shallow sloped top to this thing. It'll be interesting, but we'll get something worked out. Okay, I remembered why it's taken me so long to work on this area again, because it takes so long to do all these things. I've just gotten the cobblestone in. The base area we already did. I've gotten the roof in on this section over here. It's just a bunch of cobblestone. The hard part is that we'll see when we run right up here real quick, and it's nighttime. Can we sleep? Sleeping real fast. As I was mentioning before getting attacked by a zombie there, it's been a while since we last spoke. It's been probably 2 hours, to be honest, and not a whole lot of this area is actually done, because I've kept running into issues with the floor, like this floor right here, which is what we were running into before. But there are a few open spots like these guys right in here where I'd meant to throw in some gravel, or where I had gravel before, and then it fell. Oh, I thought I heard just a hissing sound there for a second, but then it was all falling through on me, and I was having to deal with fixing those and all that stuff down below. And I've gotten to a point where we've spent about 2 hours on the section. I've wanted to tackle a few more things, so I've started detailing out this little end over here and got like that little place where somebody might be sleeping. And I've got this whole big section right here that I don't really know what to do with yet, because we're going to be raising that entire thing up. I was hoping to, but there's actually no room to move it up because of the floor and everything, or the roadway. And hello, zombie or skeleton. What are you doing down here, bud? But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with this one right now. And I think that might be a good point. We got a lot of work done on it today. That's another 2 hours of work getting this section done. So today was meant to be jumping around and doing a lot of different things. And I'm going to get cleaned up here, and we're going to head up to the mountains. I got to say, flying over this city and just seeing how much we've done, it really is so amazing looking at all that, especially over in these areas here too. There's just so many different elements of this build that we've been able to move forward, or not even a build at this point, this world that we've been able to move forward. I'd love to get a few trees dotted in on that area today, because it's always going to bug me that it's been open. But up here right now, we have a few spots left to fill in, like that one we talked about earlier. We've got this little spot right over here that needs to be filled in. And I want to get like 3 hours or so of mountain building work done today and on the stream and all that type of stuff. So we've got this one right over here that needs to be filled in. That's honestly a lot of it that we can probably deal with. But I was hoping to get a little bit of stuff prepped for future areas that we can work on. More so over in this spot where we're going to be having the road coming up throughout here. And I want to kind of spend a little bit of time by myself figuring out where the mountains are going to slope down to. Like, this mountain is going to be coming down right next to where this river edge is, right? So that's going to be working there. But how wide are we going to be making this area? And before it comes up to more mountains on this side, and then we can start the peaks going down that direction. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time here getting in a few dirt lines and things like that, and getting in a few lines out of stone and everything, just so we can have that base shape down that we can work with a lot more easily. And I believe I've still got a large amount of stuff over in this area, or I hope so at least. Let's see, what do we got here? Lots of stone, a little bit of stone, I guess. We might have to do some mining today, working towards that 1 million stone mine, and we got a lot of dirt over here too, so that should be enough for the stream. Hopefully. So let me get those lines in. I'll show you all what it is afterwards. It's always so hard to talk about it while it's happening, so let me just do it. After a long time, we've got everything set up here. I've repaired all my tools. It is mountain building time, ready to go, but this whole setup right here looks awesome. From back over here, you can see where that mountain is coming down. We're gonna have a big old lake right back in that area, and then we have our next one coming up and starting over here. I think that's a great plan for now. So our river's gonna go back. This whole little circle area that you can see here, I landed it, is going to be a bit of a lake of sorts coming up to where that stone is. And then that's going to be coming with a waterfall dropping down to it. We'll use the road and go off like zigzag to get up to that next cliff layer. And that'll kind of get us into the upper mountains area where it's going to be very snowy and very winter-like and cold mountains. But we've got a lot of things over here to build up. I've been working back there, getting a few things placed down. This side, I think what we're going to do is we're going to focus on these sections right now, get all those ones filled in, and then if I got extra time, we'll be over there. So I will catch you all in another 3 hours. We're in spectator mode here just for a second because I want to show y'all what we were able to accomplish on the stream here. It was a total of 3 hours for that one, so thank you everybody who was able to come out here. But this entire peak here in the back that we can jump on over to, this thing is entirely finished up. I figured spectator would be an easier way to fly around and actually have a stable view instead of with rockets and everything. But we finished all that. All of the grass down there has been placed in. And then we jumped on over to working on this section right here. And so a lot of these little areas were not finished up to begin with there. And this thing took a lot longer than I remember the mountains taking, but I'm really glad they were able to take some time to get that stuff worked on for now. And we actually got a lot of work done on the project for today. What I would like to spend a bit of time working on in the rest of today's episode is actually a little bit of tree building. This section right here, that's almost like a teardrop shape if we look at it from straight above. This thing right here has been empty for far too long. So I want to see if we can't come through here and dot a few of these trees in for ourselves. I've got a few hours left for me to be able to work on this video here still before things go live and all that type of stuff. So I've got some time to finish this one up. I'm going to build up a bunch of trees here and hopefully turn this into a bit more of a forest than we currently have. I planned out quite a few of the tree trunks that we're going to be having in this area. I figured I'd start up on this side and then I actually started hooking it around the top area because I think that'll be very cool to have that being pretty forested as well. So you just feel like you're in this complete forested area as soon as you're up into this place. Then when we hit the tree line going up into the mountain area, there'll be less and less trees, but I still want to have some in there. So I'm thinking just the density is going to drop down a lot, but I'm a big fan of snowy covered trees and everything when you're going through a mountain pass. But this is the general idea. We've got 3 types of trees. We've got the plus shape, we've got the L shape or the angle, or apparently the stealth bomber. Guess who that reference is from? And then we got the little sticky guys being those good old aspen trees right over there. You can tell it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. But yeah, so we got that guy, and that one. Time to build up a bunch of trees. Pretty much starting at this point right here, it feels like a forest, which is really sweet. So coming up here, we've got all these trees added in on both sides. You really are feeling like you're a part of this environment now. I'm not really focusing on the ground foliage so much today. I've added in a few little spots of oak leaves around here, but really nothing too much is going on right now. I did bring up those trees going up through this area. I don't know, I kind of want to add a few of like smaller ones of these aspen guys like over on this point, just like 1 or 2 of them. I think that could be pretty cool, but a big spruce guy there probably won't work. Maybe one of our smaller spruce ones. But we've still got this whole lower area down here. This upper section we're not even going to touch today, but I do want to spend a bit of time working on this point. And what I was thinking down here is, as I was building a little tiny flower field in this upper section, down here I thought it'd be really cool to show that this is kind of the part of our world where we have bees in it. If you follow me very quickly, over here, we have this hill with all of these allium flowers, and thankfully, all of our lovely little bee dudes right over here. They absolutely love this spot. This is our whole bee farm. There's automated bee facility down below that thing. All these guys are in here. They're doing fantastic. But I thought it'd be cool to bring a bunch of those alliums in and add a little bit of like a natural bee area. I don't really know if they would like attach themselves to a spruce tree or anything like that, but inside of our world, dang it, they do. So I'm thinking we can take a little bit of a pathway, probably off here would make more sense, bring ourselves back, come over to this point, and have it coming up to here and have kind of like an open glade of sorts right in here. We'll have a bunch of flowers in the middle, and then we'll bring in a few spruce trees around the outside and have a few beehives and things attached to those spruce trees. But that means I gotta go out and find some, and that is very ominous and perfectly timed. Another thunderstorm. I feel like I'm so out of time for this episode already, and I still haven't went and found our beehives. I don't want to put the bee nests out there because I feel like we need to have natural looking hives in here, which means we got to go find some or bone meal up a bunch of birch trees and see if we can't get lucky with those. Ooh, there's a flower forest over there. Maybe we do that real fast and see if we can't just set up a line of birch trees, set up a line of flowers, and see if we can't get lucky on those. But this is our little glade that we have. I'm thinking we plop a beehive right up in there. We can plop one right in there. And then maybe a third one like right over on top of that branch. I think that could be really cool to have a few bees just fluttering around this area. I haven't detailed out anything else under here besides building the trees because this has taken so long already. But I've been loving it. It's been so fun working in this area. I've just been running around real fast and adding in some more spruce bits to create some extra detail with our log structures. So just like little things like that just to make it a little bit more interesting. Because a lot of these are just kind of base trees. I got in the zone. I got in the freaking zone while building these and realized that a lot of the ones that I actually built are pretty similar to each other. And I'm okay with that for this type of grand scale. I think it's okay to have a lot of trees that are really similar to each other. But I've been looking around and inspecting me like, huh, that kind of and that one, maybe it's just like a shorter version of that guy. I'm like, all right, whatever, it's fine. But up here we have a bunch of flowers, which would be good. I don't think we'll need them, but let's bring a bunch of poppies with us and see if we can't go find some birch saplings. We should have a bunch in here. I think birch is the easiest way to do it because there's no chance of them growing up to be those huge trees. So we should be good with using these guys. Also, look at me using the sewers to get back to the storage system. Hey, look at that. We made progress in today. Made so much progress in actually making this work like a more functional base down here instead of blah. Well, it looks like I haven't even raided this place yet, and there's already some bees over here. So if we can follow this guy, where do you... Nope, don't just flutter and stand there. Where do you live? You got some pollen on your butt. I know you're trying to go home. Where's your home, buddy? Come on, let's go. Where are we going? Where are we going? I do not see a home for you, good sir. Oh, maybe over here? Where's home? Oh, there's another one. You got another friend. Where's your home, everybody? Come on, guys. Where do you live? I want to relocate you. Come on. Where's home? Over here? No. There's so many bees around here. There's like, I've seen like 5. No home in there. Where are the homes for these? Oh, I love that little floating island up there. Aha, there we go. There's one of them. I hope there's a bee inside this. Yep. Oh, wow. There's 3 bees in there. Okay, perfect. That's the 3, right? Yeah, 3 bees. All right, sweet. So we got 3 bees in here. I want to get like 5 bees in total flying around over here. So let's see if we can find this dude's home. Where he looked like he fluttered right back down here. No, there he is. Where's your home, bud? I gotta say, 115 for me was not the most exciting of updates. Just adding in bees and fixing a lot of the bugs. Granted, a lot of the bug fixes they did I absolutely love. But now, recently, I've been obsessed with these guys. I feel like they're just so cool. At first, I was just like, man, there's really nothing I would do with them. They're just not that interesting to work with. But the more I've been messing around with them and the more I've been seeing them fly around the world, it's hard to imagine a Minecraft world now without these guys flying around just all over the place. I would love to see more ambient mobs. Kind of like these, maybe some birds, maybe some like deer or just other woodland creatures walking around. What would you add? If you could add like a passive mob to the game without any restrictions, what would it be? What would you add? These guys also, please find your home, my friends. I need to take it. I know, sorry, random thing here, but look how cool this oak tree is. I did not customize this at all. That is a Minecraft generated oak tree. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. I feel like 2 almost generated on top of each other. That's really cool looking. If you just brought the leaves out here and rounded that a little bit, or maybe made that side bigger and that side a little bit bigger and brought that in, that could be an awesome custom tree. That's so cool looking. I lost the bees, by the way. I have no idea where they went. Well, we got beehive number 2 right up here. That's good to go, and we don't want to take that oak log. We can just leave that there for them. And there's another dude right over here. I think there's going to be a bunch. Flower forests are the way to go. Yep, perfect. There we go. 3 of them. We're good to go. Let's go back home. I think we're actually fairly close to our home right here. Yep, there's the custom mountain range loading in right here. We can plop these guys down. That's just so impressive to see. I'm very happy with this build we've had so far. It's been so interesting moving to a different Minecraft world for me. I know it's going to be a little bit of a blabby part here for this episode, but it's been so interesting moving to a different Minecraft world and something a lot smaller scale, being the legacy server. I realize how insane it is that we've been, like, the projects we've been doing in this world, because like I've been here for so long, this became normal to me. This became normal for me to be looking at on the day-to-day basis inside of my Minecraft world. So it's very cool to be able to take that break and go look at Legacy and like see everything going on with that and like starting off fresh, starting off new, and then taking the time to come back here and just be like, whoa, we've done a lot, folks. So that's all been super cool. We're gonna need to place you there so the bees can actually come out. And then if we place this guy right up in, I think that'll be our best way for them to get out. I know they interact with fences a little weird, but that should be pretty awesome. We should, yep, there we go. We got our first bees coming out over here, and we got some flowers on me. I don't know how many are over here, but let's breed you guys up because I know they're pretty notorious for running off and doing their own thing. But anyways, folks, I think we're going to end this episode off here for the day. I've been doing so much work. It's taken me so long to get all this stuff built up, but thank you all so very much for watching. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button down below for me, it means a heck of a lot for me, and I love you very much for doing that. And click that subscribe button if you're brand new. World Tour is going to be out next week and download for patrons, Twitch subs, Twitch Prime subs, YouTube members, all of that stuff in there. Thank you all so very much for the support on all those things. You all have been absolutely fantastic. But I will catch you on the flip side.